I believe the land of Palestine will be returned to owners of the land with the help of God. As leaders, we need to rise above petty politics and lead, rather than follow, the various interests and pressure groups in our respective countries. America should know that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace, and war with Iran is the mother of all wars. In a climate where much of foreign policy is a direct function of domestic politics, focusing on what one doesn't want is an easy way out of difficult conundrums for many world leaders. Expressing what one does want requires more courage. America will regret imposing sanctions on Iran. They're already isolated in the world. A constructive approach to diplomacy doesn't mean relinquishing one's rights. It means engaging with one's counterparts on the basis of equal footing and mutual respect to address shared concerns and achieve shared objectives. The viewpoint of the government is that the people must have full access to all information worldwide. Israel can never feel that it is in a safe place. I'm committed to fulfilling my promises to my people, including my pledge to engage in constructive interaction with the world. International politics is no longer a zero-sum game, but a multidimensional arena where cooperation and competition often occur simultaneously. Gone is the age of blood feuds. World leaders are expected to lead in turning threats into opportunities. In a world where global politics is no longer a zero-sum game, it is or should be counterintuitive to pursue one's interests without considering the interests of others. Problems of 35 years cannot be resolved in a short period of time. I think that the President of Iran has the authority wherever the national interests of the country are involved and, when it is necessary and expedient and required to speak and talk with others, in order to promote the rights of its nation, that the President can take that initiative. On the nuclear issue, the first point is that the entire world must recognize that Iran does not seek a nuclear weapon, nor shall it seek a nuclear weapon. Iran rejects weapons of mass destruction based on its belief system, its religious belief system, as well as its ethical standpoint. We believe that unilateral sanctions violate international law. In fact, they violate free trade. They violate human growth and development, and that when you actually sanction a bank of a country, the meaning of it is quite clear. You're sanctioning medicine for the people. When it comes to nuclear technology, the Iranian people are very sensitive. It is a part of our national pride, and nuclear technology has become indigenous. We are determined to provide for the nuclear fuel of such plants inside the country at the hands of local Iranian scientists. We are going to follow on this path. The Iranian people, with regards to the policies of various American administrations in the past 30 years, are very worried. They don't trust them. At face value, the U.S. Congress, they have a long way to go before they fully appreciate and understand Iranian people. I'm not a historian. I'm a politician. What is important for us is that the countries of the region and the people grow closer to each other, and that they are able to prevent aggression and injustice. We are not seeking and looking for war with any nations. We are seeking peace and stability among all the nations in the region. We want the people, in their private lives, to be completely free, and in today's world, having access to information and the right of free dialogue and the right to think freely is the right of all peoples, including the people of Iran. The people, when they say death to America, do you know what they are really saying? What they mean to say relates to the aggressive policies of the U.S. and intervention and meddling by the U.S. All countries in my part of the world, we want democracy to prevail. I told the people, if you want American policies to stop, we need to take action. We need to make the U.S. understand that its meddling is inappropriate. I'll tell you that when an innocent person is killed, we never go about asking or inquiring whether they were Jewish or Christian or Muslim. That's not our way or creed. I've said before that I am not a historian, and that when it comes to speaking of the dimensions of the Holocaust, it is the historians that should reflect on it. I ran on the platform of moderation and won the election by a large margin. By virtue of the strong mandate that I received from the electorate, I am committed to operating in the framework of moderation, which calls inter alia for a balance between realism and the pursuit of the ideals of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Global challenges require collective responses. No country by itself and in an isolated manner would ever be able to effectively address the challenges it faces. Citizenship rights is about making all Iranians feel they are part of one nation, one identity, under one umbrella they can feel proud of. Anyone who understands the rudiments of politics doesn't say, "We will stop Iran's oil exports." We have been the guarantor of the regional waterways security throughout history. We are always in favor of diplomacy and talks, but talks need honesty. Trump's call for direct talks is only for domestic consumption in America, ahead of elections, and to create chaos in Iran. We cannot pick a lifestyle and tell 2 generations after us to live like that. It is impossible. No one is innocent, and people are allowed to criticize everyone. People's access to social media should not permanently be restricted. We cannot be indifferent to people's life and business. Iranians embraced my approach to domestic and international affairs because they saw it as long overdue. To us, mastering the atomic fuel cycle and generating nuclear power is as much about diversifying our energy resources as it is about who Iranians are as a nation, our demand for dignity and respect, and our consequent place in the world. Without comprehending the role of identity, many issues we all face will remain unresolved. The Americans have claimed they want to completely stop Iran's oil exports. They don't understand the meaning of this statement, because it has no meaning for Iranian oil not to be exported, while the region's oil is exported. Assuming that Iran could become the only oil producer unable to export its oil is a wrong assumption. The United States will never be able to cut Iran's oil revenues. It is incorrect and unwise to imagine that someday all producer countries will be able to export their surplus oil, and Iran will not be able to export its oil. The U.S. has always sought to sow intrigue against Iran but has never succeeded in the face of Iran's greatness. We will not negotiate with anyone about our weapons and defenses, and we will make and store as many weapons, facilities, and missiles as we need. People are absolutely free to criticize the government and protest, but their protests should be in such a way as to improve the situation in the country and their life. Criticism is different from violence and damaging public properties. Iran has never, is not, and will never seek nuclear weapons. The Islamic Republic has never sought tension in the region and does not want any trouble in global waterways, but it will not easily give up on its rights to export oil. The U.S. efforts to impose its policies on others are expanding as a threat to all.